Uh, here we go. Here we go. Smart, stupid stuff. Back on the scene, you know what I mean. Coronavirus going strong indeed. Trump throwing up the stumps. Can't really figure out what he's talking about. Disinfectants in our lungs. What's that mean? I don't really get it. Let's go. Tucci jump on this freestyle flow. Come on, here we go. And we're back.
Wow. 7, coronavirus. Thank you for continuing to listen to us every single week. We're coming to you high and strong through your ear hole. Thank you for those guys that are continuing listening to our shit every week. Bruce, Corey, Evan, thank you guys so much. Thank you to our sponsors. We got Alpaca Chicken in the Raleigh-Durham area. If you guys want to get some good chicken, go there. If you want to buy some stuff online, go to BetsyBoutique.com on eBay. And if you need some renovations around the house, go to Nation Homes, nationhomes.com. Sure.
Nation Homes on your side.
I don't think he has a website, but on that note, let's get this. Go. All right, dude. Going up.
All right.
Good freestyling, bro. That was good.
Hey, man.
Freestyling is tough, bro. I can't do it.
Hey, you remember we used to freestyle back in the day? You know?
I remember that. And I always try so hard, but I just couldn't.
Oh, but it was good, man. It was good. It doesn't matter. You know what? It doesn't matter how good it is. Just, you know, you get respect if you're trying, you know? If you're trying, you're doing your thing.
I remember just wanted so bad to come up with something on the spot. and then make it rhyme.
Right.
It's like, it's a skill.
It's a skill, man.
We used to work with this kid. Remember, what's his name? Eddie Walsh?
Eddie. Oh, yeah.
Just go flowing forever. Just dead in the middle of little. That
was big fun. You can't give the credit to Eddie for that.
No, but I'm saying it sounded like that. It sounded legit. He just kept going.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't even do it. And then what I would do is I would try, like, you know, if we were in a party and they were like, asking me to freestyle, I would just I'm like, all right, cool. And then somebody's like beatboxing and whatnot, and I'll be like, in Spanish, like a song that I already knew.
Yeah.
Try to mask it.
Yep.
Like,
I was going to say,
like, mi nombre es un honor.
And they're like, Little do they know that was Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in Spanish.
Oh, yeah. That was always a hit, right? The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air song at the beginning.
Yeah.
There's a Spanish version, and like, people don't know that. I know that. I don't know the English version. I recognize it from the party.
That's a pretty slow beat, though.
What?
West Philadelphia, born and raised. A little bit, yeah, but I mean,
En Filadelfia yo nací, crecí, con goma de mascar y masquetera feliz, siempre tranquilo, sin pensar en nada de escuela instalado en la fiarca. Y luego unos maleantes se acercaron, ¿por qué? Buscaron problemas y me les enfrenté. Su madre asustada.
You look just like Will Smith right now, man.
Yeah, man, right? So nobody would never know, you know?
And I would leave the party, drop the mic, and like, get out of here before nobody know. And I remember John he'd think he would be listening to him underground Eminem stuff that was really not that underground, so everybody knew it. It's like, I'll bust another one in your mother. I remember that.
Yeah.
And then somebody called him up. It's like, bro, that's Eminem. It's like, oh shit. I thought there was some underground shit nobody knew about. I'm like, you can't get underground with Eminem like that.
Not nowadays, I mean.
What's another and your brother? How did you like another little brother? I remember that one. That's what it was. Oh,
that was John's line. That's John's line. That's his flow.
That was it. Oh, dude.
Oh, man. Bring back memories.
Now, you know, Ramir can do it. I remember you could do it to a certain level. You can freestyle it.
To a little bit. Depends on how many drinks you had going on. You know, if you're in the zone, you go in the flow.
You have to rhyme. So what do you think? Are you thinking of the next thing?
You're thinking of you're thinking about the next best thing.
Why am I hearing myself? Dude, are you on there? One of you guys on the speaker or something?
No, I got my headphones on.
Okay. Somehow I'm hearing myself. I'm so loud. Hear my own self.
But yeah, man. You just you're just thinking about the next thing that you want to say that rhymes
You think if it rhymes?
That
You're
rhymes.
thinking like, hey, why don't you get in your car?
And then
so
what?
go buy some cigars.
Right. Now what else rhymes with the cars? Yeah.
It's gotta be fun.
Light it up and let's go to the bar. Yeah.
What do you think about that? Did you think you could do it? Do some raps?
Freestyle? Absolutely.
Yeah. There you go.
All right, let's hear it.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely. But yeah, dude.
I needed probably like 2 more glasses of wine before I do that.
And then a couple shots. The shots are always good for the
Yeah, and
freestyle.
then at least a couple shots.
Yeah. I remember one time we went to my thing's house. No, yeah, you with your roommate. You remember your roommate, the electrical engineer?
Timmy.
Tim. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like at 2 a.m, so I tried to freestyle with him. He's like, "What are you guys doing?"
Yeah, Timmy did not. It was university apartments, and you didn't really pick your roommate. They picked the roommate for you. It was like that kind of setup. And I was supposed to move in with Ranbir, but then Ranbir couldn't do it, so I actually had the apartment all to myself for like a good 6 months. And they finally put some guy in there called Timmy. He was actually a pretty cool guy, but he was a white guy, electrical engineer, like super smart kid, but he was just kind of like
he wasn't too much into the freestyle.
He wasn't a freestyler, dude. He had he's I think he's working for like the government now, making helicopters and shit. I don't even know. Did I tell you? I don't know if sharing this is illegal or something. Tucci, stop me if I'm doing something wrong. Did I tell you they called me for his secret clearance?
Why would that be illegal?
to share that, like that I was called for that. I don't know. Can you share that?
Yeah, why not?
Well, they called me.
Did you sign a non-disclosure agreement?
No.
You know what? I don't think so.
Well,
I don't remember signing anything for Timmy. But they called me like a year later after I didn't even live with him anymore, and it was like, "Hi, this is so and so. I'm calling from the U.S. Air Force and blah blah blah, and I got we understand that you share residence with blah blah blah. What he he's like, we're gonna ask you some questions. Is that okay?" I was like, "Sure." And they're like, they asked questions that were crazy, man. They're like, did he have any friends? Like, did you ever feel like he was conspiring against the U.S.? Did he ever go in his room and spoke in a foreign language? I kid you not, that was one of the fucking questions. But I was like, no. And then I was so nervous I couldn't remember a name of. He had that friend that would come over all the time. Couldn't remember his name for the life of me, dude. And it just sounded like I was lying, dude. I was like, oh yeah, he had this friend. Damn, I can't remember his name. Honestly, I don't remember his name. The lady's like, okay, sure, next question. But it was like, they were like questions like, did you ever feel like he was in association with a foreign government? He was conspiring against the United States. Did you ever get that feeling? No. Like, I remember like laughing. I remember like laughing a little bit. Like, I wonder what situation then that's happened where like they actually do. Like, yeah, dude, fucking
Maybe.
Tucci would go in the room and he started talking in Chinese.
Speaking Russian.
He started, yeah.
He had this big antenna and shit.
That's interesting though. So like, when did that happen? Like, how far was this after you lived together with him?
It was like a good amount of time. Like, it was like a good year or so. I mean, probably because that's when he applied for whatever job. He was he ended up applying for probably some government job. Who knows? That you need secret clearance for.
That makes me wonder if they like call everybody that you've ever lived with.
They probably do, bro. Because how would they fucking know me? I didn't have my name in that apartment, right? That's fucking trippy, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was my cousin's name.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
But so
your number must have been associated with the apartment complex.
But they didn't say, hey, they didn't say my cousin's name. They said my name. I don't remember that being like that.
Right.
So it was, who knows, man? They probably have some shit on you. I wonder if they surveillance me in the shower. That's what I want to know. Because I'm okay with it, but I like to know.
Well, you have your iPad in your shower, right?
Not anymore. That was my setup for the longest time. I had to hang it from the shower, ready to go. Bada bing, bada boom. Mm-hmm. Waterproof case.
Right for action.
Sony technology, Google technology, Wi-Fi, 5.2 Gs, gigahertz, coming in strong directly into the showers. You know what I'm saying? High definition, 7K. As a matter of fact, Tucci, you're looking like your internet is trash right now. Your shit looks whack. Don't move so much. You're going to ruin it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, his particularly looks like.
What you're talking about, man? You like you're in a freaking like 90s
Like,
sitcom.
yeah, seriously.
Like, what the hell?
I gotta
Dude,
send my
I
friend a
wanna
picture of
say
his, man.
I've been kidnapped. This is a hostage video right here.
That's what it
I'm
looks
okay.
like.
Tell my family I love you. I love them.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
it looks
what
bad because of the lighting and the camera. Yours looks bad because there you
Bro.
go. It cleared up.
I
Yours
guarantee
looks
you,
bad because the internet.
mine's streaming in HD right now.
Yeah, no, it
What do
really is. 720.
HD this is nuts. Hey, what do you think? So, do you understand? Do you guys understand the internet and how it works? Do you understand how it works?
No, I
Let me
have no
tell you.
idea. Please explain to me.
So, the internet is like a river, okay?
Hmm.
Picture a river, right? So, it's called bandwidth. Have you heard of bandwidth?
Wait,
Man,
with
write it down.
WITH?
Yeah, bandwidth. Bandwidth, okay? And what happens is the bandwidth goes to each house, right? So, that's why at night when everybody's busy on the internet is slower because the river is getting redirected into many directions. So this current is less strong. Make sense?
Mhm.
So we know the internet gets redirected to like the office spaces in a big. So bigger rivers go to the offices. Feel me knocking? But now everybody's working from home. They can't figure out the rivers, bro. And the internet is absolute shit for everyone except for me because I got fiber, son. You know what I'm saying I expect no expenses when it comes to internet.
Hey, Martin, do you take any medication, man?
If so, let me get some of that.
I do,
Get a re-up.
actually. And yes, I get you. It's a federal offense to share it with you, so I won't. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Hey, I won't give you any. Hey, look at me.
You got something in
Wink,
your eye.
wink. Yeah. But yeah, dude, that's been a real problem actually because all those people are trying to get on webcams and they look fucking blurry as hell. I can't even tell what's going on. Like Tucci,
Really?
bro. Shit is whack.
That's crazy
Wait,
because
have you
Tucci
ever-
looks his camera's looking good over here.
Yeah. Have you ever thought it's a personal problem, Martin?
I understand my camera is not working perfectly, but I also see the thing is for the untrained eye, you can't tell the difference between the internet and the camera. I can clearly tell that Tucci's having issues with the internet. His camera's fine. Mine is obviously a camera problem.
So, what gave you this this expertise on the internet?
I just, I read a lot of YouTube. I read a whole lot of YouTube, bro. I stay on YouTube all day.
That's great. I'm gonna start doing that.
You should.
I want to be an expert on the internet.
You can't do it. You don't have the mental capacity. I've been talking to you for the last couple of years. Honestly, bro, you maxed out, bro. You maxed out. That's it. Don't overdo it anymore. Your brain is kind of like a hard drive.
This is coming from the guy who couldn't freestyle in English.
Wow. That's what happens. They always the weak white devils. They always go for the accent. They always go for the accent.
Oh man,
that's all they got. They see a strapping young man like myself, and all they can think of, the only flaw they see is that I have an accent. They can't do anything else. So Tucci, I get it. I see. I'll back off because I feel like your insecurities are coming out.
Just highlighting the weaknesses that you were talking about, man. It's all good. It's all good. You don't have to get all upset about it.
I am not upset. I'm clearly not upset. I have a lot of confidence right now that even though my English may not be perfect, I can freestyle. If I put my mind into it, I could freestyle. I'm just saying.
You come a long way.
But your internet will always be trash, and you will never understand the internet because you just don't have it. Your brain is like a hard drive; it is maxed out at this point.
Well,
You're done.
Don't worry. I'm gonna start watching YouTube, and it's gonna get so much better. Okay.
I think that you should. I really think you shouldn't. I think you're maxed out with all the nerdy shit that you've been into, like Magic the Gathering, and
you were in Magic. You're the one that got me into Magic the Gathering.
I have a big brain. Rami, what do you think about Magic the Gathering? Do you even know what it is?
No, man, I don't. That's what I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you how's the meditation going. How's that coming along? Still going strong?
Yeah, it's going pretty good actually.
Good.
It's it's still hard, but I mean this is like a lifelong, I think,
Journey.
exercise where
You know what you should do, bro? This is gonna sound real bad, but you should jack off while you meditate.
I think that defeats the purpose.
No, I bet that because it's all about focusing on a moment and a sensation, and
that might be the best experience.
Focus on the tip the whole time.
Yeah.
Just
be really mindful about that jizz coming out, right?
There you go.
No. That's the thing. That would be the weakness. That would be the flaw. Like you just hold it at the very tip the whole time. Like on the very edge of nutting. Huh?
That sounds painful.
Right. That means it's working.
All right.
If it's all right. Okay, fine. I'll try. I'll give it a whirl. I mean, if you say so.
I mean, did you learn this on YouTube too?
I have looked into the arts of meditations. There are many different ways to enhance one's deep
ejaculation.
Ejaculation too. Yeah. So meditation is going well. Is there like a level to a meditation? Like, do you start at a certain point and then you get like better? Like you start doing it for longer, or is just the same thing? Is just consistency?
Well, it's pretty much getting to the same pattern and the same, like you said, consistency. But really, the trick is like training yourself to, whenever you get lost in thought, to automatically like switch back and like focus on the thought itself and how it came there, how it goes away, rather than get lost in it. So that's like the biggest thing, and that's something that I'm still not 100% like an expert or master of. But
that's one of the activities that you could be the best in the world and you would get zero recognition.
Yeah, right.
You'll never be like, man, fucking Rambir meditated the fuck out of that shit last night.
That's a good point. Although there are a lot of people that make a lot of money off this stuff. So
yeah.
How do they make money out of meditation?
I mean, they sell. Yeah, like they go around talking. They write books. They make these apps that I'm using.
Yeah.
But they're doing it to help, bro. They're trying to help.
Martin, when's the last time you meditated, man?
I don't think I've actually ever meditated. Actually, I think here's what I think. When you exercise, when you're really tired and you're focused, I think you're in a way get into a certain level of meditation. Personally, because that's the one time that your mind is focused on the task in the moment, and you're just kind of like what they call runner's high, or they call like that endorphins releasing. I think that if you get in a rhythm, that could be a form of meditation. So I feel like if I've ever gotten close to meditating, it's been by running or exercising.
No, I can see that. And actually, so this app I'm using, it's a guided meditation, and he talks about, Sam Harris, he talks about different forms of meditation. And so like we'll try one form one day and then another form another day. And one of the forms he was talking about was actually training yourself to think about a specific type of emotion, whether it's like sadness or whatever. That way you can kind of see how it like comes into existence in your own minds and train yourself thereafter to kind of like tone it down or make it go away, sort of thing. So
I've never heard of that kind of meditation, but I mean, I remember you saying it last time, and basically the feeling that you have, and then why it's happening, or why you're allowing it to happen, and why it's causing you to feel that certain emotion, right?
Yeah, so that is like I would say generic meditation, where you're just like allowing these feelings to come up, how they come up, But this form is intentionally trying to like think about something that triggers like sadness or happiness or whatever it is, anxiety, and that way you can kind of train your mind that way. And yeah, so like I think you're right, Martin. I think there's a lot of different ways to meditate, and like even like when I was in orchestra playing an instrument, I think that was a form of meditation where you kind of get in the zone, you know. And I think a
But
lot
you know
of
what's crazy, man? Like that makes sense to like try to invoke an emotion and control it in a way. Like, oh, I am aware that I'm angry, and how a little sense it makes to be angry, so it makes me be a more like level-headed person. And that, there's a lot of truth to that. But you know when I tried it the most, when I'm scared and shit, like when I get in a plane, I fucking hate it, right? I fucking get scared as a motherfucker. And when I was reading those meditation books or like the mindfulness stuff, like you know, they talk about like that is the part of the brain that's talking. So let it talk, and that you can't really stop the talk, but just be aware of the talk, of of that tone, and how that is not you. That's just your emotions and your feelings. But when it's happening, dude, it's like really fucking hard to like calm yourself.
That's called the ego. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, yeah, but like if you're claustrophobic and they put you in a coffin, you could just be like, okay, so I'm having a panic attack, but that's not really me. That's still a panic attack. But like, I guess it takes a lot of practice, and it's really hard to fake that, right? Unless if I got on planes every day, maybe I could do it. But like, I'm trying to figure out like, how can I control like, how can I invoke a feeling to practice, right? Like, of getting all pissed off, I can't. Well, can you really think sad? Like, think sad right now.
Yeah, it's like you think about a memory that where you were really sad or really angry, and then that's supposed to like trigger some of the same feelings in you. So
I'm thinking of one right now. See if I can get sad real quick. No,
that's not going to be good, man, because then you're going to be crying.
Nah, I'm not fucking crying. I'm a bitch. You think I'm a bitch? No, I'm kidding.
I don't know, man. I recommend meditating though. It's a good way to like calm down and like de-stress and
definitely
not worry about things. So,
have you been doing anything different, Rambeer? Your day's pretty much the same as week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7 of coronavirus.
You know what? Yeah, I go through like, you know, I go a couple days where I won't go out at all. And then there's like a day or two that I just go out and I'll be out like all day, and I just feel so much better. I really do, man.
So I've been judgmental of people going out, but dude, I was thinking like, where does it end, bro? Like at some point, I'm gonna have to be around people.
Look, my wife. You have to. I mean, we're social people, and I think some of us, I think all of us, get energized from other people. You know, I do. And I've never really been like a homebody like that. And yeah, I have my wife and my kids, you know, so it's not like but anyways, you want to be stimulated. You want to be able to talk to other people as well. And, so, I mean, even today, like I went with my wife to, we went on it was her birthday. So we went on a bike ride, went, biking kind of close to downtown. And then we got some tacos to go at this taco place, and we ran into some people, and we were talking to them a little bit, trying to keep our social distance. And then
you knew, or people?
To a contractor, and he introduced us to this other guy, and he just kind of ran into him at this other restaurant that they were building. And then while we were waiting for our tacos, and then we left, and then we ended up seeing Elias at one of the houses close to downtown, and talking to him, look at the house. So anyways, by the time we left, like my wife just felt so much better. And I could tell she was been like a little bit stressed at the house. I'm like, babe, like that's completely normal. She has not been leaving to grocery shopping and come back home. And so I'm like, you know, everything we're going through, I mean, you just have cabin fever and we need to get out of the house. Yeah. You know, we just need to get out of the house, you need to take care of yourself before you can take care of your kids, before you can take care of your husband. You got to take care of yourself first. And that's why I was just telling her like the importance of just getting out, even if it's not around people, but just getting out. We were close to a park. And I was like, the kids would love to be out here. You know, they'll be climbing trees. They'll be jumping up rocks. They'll be collecting these pieces of the sticks, and they'll be like the highlight of their day, you know? And it's like their classroom. I feel like that's what we're supposed to be, more outdoors, nature, not. And I think that to some of the kids, it's almost like it's just so unnatural to be locked up like that, or just be quarantined so long. So long story short, we try to get the kids out as much as possible. And if we're in the house and we're not really going anywhere, definitely try to get out and like get them biking and or just going for walks. And I think they really like that. Or sometimes lately we're just having like water balloon fights or playing outside with the hose. Those kids will be running wild. They love that. But they're at the age that at 2 and 4, it doesn't take too much. You don't have to be super creative for them. I think when they start getting like middle school and the age where they don't really want to hang out with you and they're too cool or they just want to be in the room on their device, that's going to be, I think that's going to be a challenge, big time.
Well, hopefully we're not in quarantine by then.
No, but the thing is, even if you're not quarantined, that's what I feel like a lot of middle school kids, I mean, they want their space, and I get it.
What I don't get is like, okay, so we're quarantined for a long time. People are still, I went out and people are out. This is not going to stop. Eventually, I'm going to have to make the decision that like, I'm going to go out and like, I'm going to get this shit and just get it done with, bro. But a lot of the people are in high risk or get bad thing are just going to fucking die because there's no, like, some people are quarantined, but a lot of people aren't, dude. So I don't know. I don't get it. The president said that we're good to go, bro. Tomorrow we're good. You hear that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Tucci was telling me about it. He just like he said, "Yo, we're good. Everybody come out. It's good. It's done." They sprayed the streets. They cleaned them out real good.
Information that was conveyed to me over the news.
So what was the news? Because I don't know the news.
Well, Donald Trump was like, "Okay, well, we're not gonna extend our social distancing guidelines past."
We are not.
Yeah.
Today he said that.
Yeah.
As tomorrow.
It ends tomorrow. Yep. And so what's going to happen is it's up to each individual state now.
Right.
They want to open back up.
So North Carolina still has it. How long do you think they're going to keep it?
Well, right now I think it's I forget the exact day, but it's like May 12th or something that the governor extended it to for our stay-at-home order.
What are they looking for? Are they looking for like less cases to come up?
14 days of a decline, right, in cases?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. I think it's different for each state, right? I think every state, every governor has a different goal in mind for what they're looking for. I mean, obviously, we're not anywhere close in North Carolina of getting to no cases, right?
Right.
And, like Wake County is, in fact, increasing its cases per day. So a lot of people are saying Wake County might be a new hotspot. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. For like that's just what some of the headlines have been saying, but it's it's just something where we've had pandemics throughout history, right? And this is new for us and it's new for our society, but it's not new for mankind.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just it's a risk, and it's something that has come up throughout our time on this earth, and we just have to deal with it. And I think the best way to deal with that right now, especially given all of our advanced technology and all that, is just to wait and see what happens in June or July. Like, just extend the stay-at-home orders, and that way, hopefully it can go away in the summer. It might come back in the fall, but we can handle that when it comes.
I think California extended to the end of May. To the end of May, I believe, but they were the first ones to quarantine, to shut down. And
here's what we do, guys. I already know the answer to this. I figured it out. All right, disinfectants, right? What do? They kill the virus.
So just
the virus is inside of us. I'm just saying, it's an interesting idea. Just hear me out. You take disinfectant. And you drink the motherfucker, or you inject it, huh? Who's with me?
Has anybody heard of that? Have you've heard of that? Injecting the?
No, this is the first time, man.
I mean, I'm not saying it works or it doesn't work. I'm just saying it's an interesting idea, something to think about.
48 days later, the poison control is at all-time high.
That's what actually said, dude.
Right.
I hate that a podcast is turned into a Trump hating podcast, but this motherfucker makes it so easy, bro. Like, are you serious, man? This dude is so disconnected from reality. What the fuck? How does that make sense?
Well, you do have an MD from YouTube University, so
That's true. And you know what? Let's fucking try it. I mean, you know what they say? Don't knock it until you try it.
Well, actually, I think a lot of people did try it, and I think the Poison Control Center is like a lot of claims coming. Yeah,
I can't believe that shit. Somebody actually did it.
Not somebody. I think many people.
Bro,
what did they do? They just drank the fucking disinfectant.
Who knows?
Who knows? I hope they didn't try to shoot it up.
But you know, like these people will follow this man to the ends of the earth to their grave. Like it doesn't matter what he says. It doesn't matter what he does. They're gonna fall in line. They're like zombies. They're just gonna do whatever the hell he tells them to do.
You gotta be fucking stupid to try it. Like I'm gonna drink disinfectant or Clorox, even though the bottle says it would fucking kill you. I'm gonna do it. It's a fake. I can see some dude just be like, "No wonder they wrote this shit in here because they want me sick. They wanted me sick, this motherfuckers."
Yes.
Yeah, right. It's gonna kill me. Let me chug this Clorox. I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be invincible. I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna be so clean inside. And then
it's the liberal media trying to get me sick, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I kind of envy those people, man. If you're fucking crazy like that, you have no worries in the world, bro. You got to figure it out, man. You know what's going on. You know the truth. You know the real, actual truth, and you're free. Everybody's walking around you blind, and you are free, and you're good to go.
Woke.
You figure it out. You're woke as fuck. You just talking
not
shit.
for much longer, you know.
Yeah.
Look at all this brainwashed people. I had a friend that actually said, like, well, that's good. It just, if these people are actually drinking that shit, it'll clean those motherfuckers. It'll kill them. Like, it's a good thing. That's fucked up, bro. That's so fucked up. Like, it's clearing the gene pool. But yeah. If you do, I mean, dude, it's just a.
Who says that?
You're gonna drink it. Like, dude, you know what? I'm gonna drink it. I think he's right.
Do it.
I'm gonna drink it. Honey, give me the Clorox. I just heard Trump said it was an interesting idea. Let me try it. Ready? All right.
Hey, you know what I think was crazy was that he just let it free, and he just said, "All right, all the governors can just go ahead and do it." You know, he started the week saying that he was full control, right? And he started with that. By the end of the week, it was saying, all right, the governors are going to do what they think is right. We're going to give them guidelines, but you guys do what you got to do. I mean, then it's just like, I feel like the sense of leadership was just completely gone. And it's like, all right, you guys do what you do what you're going to do anyways.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he just doesn't want to be responsible, right?
That's it.
It's in a way that, like, washing his hands. Like, I told these dudes what to do, man. I told them they're free. They freed people, and everybody got sick. They should have kept them in. And if they let them out, then like, oh no, if they do it the other way around, it's like, oh, there it is.
That's true. That's one way of washing your hands.
That guy in California, what a fucking idiot! Look at him. He should have seen it. Try to tell him.
I mean, Georgia. California's been very, very, playing it safe.
Is it?
Yeah, Georgia opened up for massage parlors, haircut, barbershops, nail salons, restaurants.
I just see a headline that said Tennessee open for business, and then they saw the biggest increase in coronavirus. But here's what doesn't make sense. Like, if you open one day, how could you have an increase that same day? It takes a few days to get people to get sick or for the cases to come up.
That's true, but obviously the point was it's not done yet, right? So like,
yeah, but like it's kind of misleading. I mean, it's probably true, but like the spike on the same day that they open is not.
I don't think they're equating the opening with the spike. I think what they're saying is, guys, you're opening up on a day that there's a spike. Why
yeah, but the average reader is thinking, oh my God, they opened and everybody got sick.
The same day.
Well, it's getting faster. Get the Clorox. I'm going to get a t-shirt that says, get the Clorox.
There you go.
That's coronavirus, get the Clorox. That's $1 million idea. What do you think are going to be the items that people are going to want once this is over?
I want some paper towels, man.
Why?
I am completely out right now.
What have you
paper
been doing
towels?
about your ass?
Mm-hmm. You say what?
How have you been wiping your ass?
Paper towels, not toilet paper.
You don't wipe your ass with toilet paper?
Toilet paper.
I don't use paper towels to wipe my ass, man. That sounds kind of.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Me neither. I'm just saying. A friend of mine does, not me, but
No, you use a bidet. You don't.
You know
even
what's
use
crazy,
paper.
bro? I'll tell you something. In Colombia, nobody uses paper towels. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
Doesn't exist. Well, at least when I was there. Because it's like too expensive. Like you're not gonna like wipe something and throw it away, and it costs money. They have a rag, and you wipe with the rag, and then you rinse the rag, and you
Yeah.
the rag, and you
Like I've been using rags and all that. So.
Rags to riches. You know what's crazy? Laura said the other day, she's like, "Man, we've been using a lot of paper towel in this house," and it's true. I didn't grow up with paper towels. You had a rag. You had a rag, a towel, and that's what you wipe the surfaces with.
It wasn't a thing. Like, nobody has that. I remember my dad coming back from the United States talking about paper towels and how like the Americans, they haven't figured out, because Colombia, they got it. This guy I work with, he had a paper towel and then he wiped things and he throws them in the trash. It was like a story. It was like a thing he was telling us. They wipe with it and they throw it in the trash. That's how it should be. We're over here watching this thing. I'm like, at the time, I remember just like, I'm a kid, I'm listening to adults talk. I'm like, sure, I guess, they do it with it. And then it's like, he wipes it and he's done. Put it in the trash.
Bada bing, bada boom.
He's not dealing with a rag. Then you come to find out that's fucking stupid, bro. You like heard it. Also, individual Cokes don't exist. Like over here, like the 2 liters, nobody pays attention to the 2 liters. I've never seen any. I remember last time I bought a 2 liter. But in Colombia, nobody has individual Cokes. Too expensive. You buy a 2 liter and then you put it in the fridge. You open, you pour a glass, put some ice in there. It's flat as fuck, but it's okay.
The closest thing to a person over there is a medio litro.
Right.
Half a liter. Half a liter.
Wow.
But you know what they do with the glass ones? I know in El Salvador, they will give you the glass. You got to return the glass. So you weren't allowed to keep the glass. You keep it in the case, and then the guys will bring it in. They'll swap them back out.
Well, that's how I was in Colombia. In the school, like you get a Coke, and it was a recycle. Like you could tell, like the bottle was worn out from how many times it's gone through the process. Like the Pepsi would be like, it wouldn't be like colorful and shit. It was like all worn out. Like that glass has been washed and disinfected like at least 10 times, if not more.
But it was a thicker glass too.
Yeah, thick, nice glass. Yeah, you can't break that easy. And then you bring it back, and they give you a little paper. But if you don't bring it back, you don't get that paper, and the next time you go buy it, it's more expensive. Huh. So that's how they did it. Like if you didn't bring the bottle back, and then and then you have the things, and Pepsi would come and pick them all up.
We need to do a Smart Stupids field trip to Colombia.
Definitely. Hey,
I wonder if they're still doing it that way.
Well, I think I told you about the thing in El Salvador. When I was younger, we would go visit. You go to a little corner store because over there the stores are like in your neighborhood, right? So you go to around the corner. There's a lady who has a store downstairs and she lives upstairs, and you go get chips and soda or whatever, and you would get a Coke or a soda, and they'll put it in a bag. So they'll hold it, they'll put the soda in the bag, like in a sandwich bag, not a Ziploc. Ziploc's too expensive. Just a sandwich bag that you fold over. Put the soda in there. And they give you a little straw, and then they give you the bag like this. So you just hold the bag with the straw. You're not sitting that soda down. You got to finish that drink. Yeah, that was very typical, dude. So you would see like 3-4 kids walking down the street, and each of them had their little bolsita, their little bag with a straw in there. Yeah, grape soda or Coke or whatever. Yeah.
What I remember in Colombia was different. Is there was bags of water, but they come like that instead of buying a bottle of water, you buy a bag of water. And I remember like playing soccer and stuff, and I would get it and I would suck it, like sucking the water so thirsty, just like taking it with my mouth and just cutting the finger with my mouth and just ripping it off, and then just sucking out of it, and then like it gets like the water, like the bag gets so, and you like still sucking, trying to get a little bit more water out. You're like really trying to get because you're so thirsty and you only had money for one. So, and I remember the milk comes like that too, and it's still like that because last time I went, they had milk. Like the milk is it's in a bag, and you have to buy a container that you put the bag inside, and then you have a little cut so it stays just right.
Martin, you're pretty good at this, man. You're pretty good at this.
That's why my sucking is so good. What?
Yeah. Practicing, man, since he was a kid.
But over here is all bottles, but it's probably because of money, dude. It's gotta be because of money. They make
definitely, absolutely. And I think
my dad was bitching about how the delivery fee for his groceries is 3,000 pesos. 3,000 pesos is like, I think it's like 50 cents, bro.
What?
For the grocery? Yeah, 3,000 pesos for them is like $3, but let's say it's like let's say it's $1. Like the delivery fee was $1, and he's like, I'm not paying that. That's crazy. And they bring everything wrong.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's all relative, right? I mean, how much they're making over there. They're not making 70,000 a year over there, right?
Over here, you're paying like fucking $10.
You're making more, but you're paying more,
right? But like, yeah, it's a different thing. And with over there, man, the coronavirus is different. They're not letting anybody out. They keep on reducing the amount of days they can go out.
I heard.
But you can't even go out. You get fined.
And I heard like you go in El Salvador doing the same thing. They're really strict. You can only go out like grocery shopping the day of your, like if your license plate ends in a certain number or name, then those are the people. That's Mondays. That's your day to go grocery shopping.
Yeah, that's what my dad said.
Like what day do you have? Oh, I got to go Thursday. Okay, that's the day you go, and that's it. Which I think that's how you really control this shit. You know, that's how you really lock shit down. But here, that obviously is not happening. There's no repercussions for somebody who's not, you know, following through with what.
I saw in India they were hitting people with a stick, but I think I already said that in one of the podcasts. They were like, in India, like if they saw you out, the cops were hitting you with a bamboo stick, like as hard as they fucking could. There's fucking videos of this guy's wailing on people.
Hey, do what you got to do to control the virus. Control the spread. Meanwhile, people are protesting over here because they have to stay home and they're only allowed to go to the parks. And
I think I'm thinking about venturing and getting my propane refilled because I haven't had propane in like 3 weeks and I want to grill some steaks. I can't figure out how to get that delivered.
Propane? Yeah, I don't know about that one.
They're not doing that one. That might be my project here, just to go out and get propane.
Just get Devin to do it for you.
I actually said that, and he said he would, but then he, like I'm not the kind of guy to be like, "Hey man, are you gonna come and get my propane?"
Why not?
I don't know. I feel bad. Like, I did mention it. He's like, "Yeah, I'll go get it." I was like, all right, cool. Next time you're around, let me know. And I haven't seen him, but I don't want to call him up and be like, "Hey, you know how you said you're gonna give me propane? You did." So I think I'm self-sufficient with the propane situation. Just go and get it. Just be like, "Can I have some propane?" And just get the fuck out.
So Martin, speaking of which, you've been holding like some social activities in your backyard, right?
Mm-hmm.
So explain to our listeners what exactly you've been doing.
I had a couple people that swung by the house, and I said, "Yeah, you could come by." And then well, it started because Devin actually rode his bike here once, and I was working, and he's like, "Hey, I'm outside." I was like, I'm not gonna let you inside, right? And he's like, "Yeah, that's fine. Just come out here and say hi." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So I grabbed him a beer, and I literally put a Clorox wipes around the beer, and I hand him the beer with the Clorox wipes so he can wipe himself. And if I have it, he doesn't get it. And then we had a conversation outside. Then he came another time, and I said, "Let's just walk around the house and let's go to the backyard, and you sit over there, and I sit over here." And we've been having conversations like that. And then another buddy, I told him, "Hey, I did this with Devin. If you want to come over this Saturday, you can." And he came over, and we were out there. And dude, it was so sunny, and I felt so bad. I even got like hats. I got like the Colombian traditional hat, the sombrero. And I put it on because dude, you're out there for an hour. It's fucking sunny as hell.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not. I wasn't gonna be like, "Yo, let's go." No, like I already held out too long. But even then, like you sit over there, and then this dude hung out for a long time. Not in a bad way. I mean, we hung out for a bit, and it was starting to get cold and sunny, dude. But it was like, and the guy was like, "Yo, what do I do if I have to use the bathroom?" And I was like, "Yeah, pee outside, man. I'm sorry." So he spit it in the backyard. So we had that a couple times. We had people over outside, and we just kind of interact that way. I don't know if that's safe, but I'm rolling with it.
I mean, that falls in the guidelines, right?
Yep.
Are you hanging out with other people? I haven't hung out with anybody.
I want to hang out with Tucci if he's checking temperatures with that thing in his hand.
Absolutely,
It's a digi.
Safety first, motherfuckers. Okay?
Digital thermometer. Hey, you knock on the door, he's gonna greet you like this, motherfucker. Right here. Let me get that forehead.
Look, whenever I get Uber Eats, I don't choose that leave out the door option. I say, no, I want to see your ass at my door and check your temperature. I know if it's safe. Yes, absolutely.
Are you serious? Are you checking people's temperature, bro?
Dude, are you not?
No, I'm not checking it. Wait.
Do you care about your health? Kidding, right? Do you care about your family's health?
Let me see that. What is that?
Come on.
Show me that.
It's a digital thermometer.
Is that a digital thermometer for real?
Yeah. Infrared.
And what the fuck? Infrared thermometer. What does that do, bro?
What do you think it does? It fucking
check your temperature.
Check the temperature.
Hey, check your temperature right now. Did you check your temperature right now, man?
You shoot that in
your eye.
It's a laser is red. It's like one of those things in the movies where when a sniper's got your head.
101, 102, 102.
You're sick. Hey, but let me ask you. I want to have a serious moment here. That shoots like an actual laser. It looks like one of those things in the movies, like a sniper rifle shit. So you're how far away can someone be? And are you actually shooting?
So the laser is just to aim, but so you see right here?
Yeah.
The top part is a laser. That's the aim. The bottom part is the infrared sensor.
So how are you using this?
It's a freaking trigger, man, right there. You see that?
Yeah, I get that, but what are you doing? Like, when people... Are you seriously telling the Uber Eats guy, hey, I want you to stand there for a second, let me shoot you in the forehead with this, and they let you do that?
No, man. I'm completely fucking with you.
Oh, my God.
I believe it there for a second, man. I believe that. I said, wait a minute. He's like, aren't you checking your drivers? Public service.
Dude, I think he does, dude.
I select that leave at the door option. That's the most convenient for me.
So what do you do with that? That's just for your own. That's how you check your temperature?
No, actually, my refrigerator broke.
Here we go. My refrigerator broke.
So I got the email chain for my maintenance request that I can send you if you want to find out. Okay.
Hey, he has the same freaking infrared thermometer as Fauci has, but his refrigerator went out.
I know. He's over here infrared shit.
The CDC recommended the HDU 200 infrared thermometer. He has the same one because his refrigerator went out.
Look, y'all are completely safe. Don't worry that you don't have my infrared thermometer. Don't worry about it.
No, I'm thinking I need one.
Hey, that's going to be the next one. Martin, you asking what product? That's going to be one of the products.
Infrared
thermometers. Absolutely, digital thermometers.
Yo, you think that's going to be the future? We're going to be shooting thermometer?
Yeah, they're going to be doing public temperature control, temperature checks.
What if
absolutely?
You know it's coming.
And that's a preference. You got to check that box.
I prefer rectal examination just for accuracy reasons.
Just don't do it to the delivery driver. He might not be cool with that.
Yo, I'm waiting for somebody to do a YouTube video like that. Just like a prank. Be like, hey man, I need to check your rectal temperature. Just be safe. What? I'm protecting my family. Don't be weird, man. Bend over. I got it right here.
Don't be weird. I wipe it off with this Clorox wipe.
Yeah, I only used it twice. But I heard that's what they do, right? They check your temperature, but that doesn't even work because you can be asymptomatic. So I don't get it.
Well, it's better safe than sorry, man. What if you are symptomatic?
Well, then you absolutely know. Then it'll be easier that way. We wouldn't be in this. We wouldn't be in this mess if it was when people had fevers. I feel like because you could track it.
Dude, they added more like 6 more symptoms or something, and one of them is like headaches. I'm like, man, I've been having a headache yesterday. I had a headache today. I'm like, oh shit.
I had a headache.
And then you start freaking yourself out. Man, what? I mean,
is diarrhea one of them? No. Okay, so I just got
You're
normal
good.
now, right?
It might be.
Yeah, you're good.
It's really
I
not.
guess.
I think it was just the Mexican food I ordered. Then. Just
Yeah, you should
checking.
be good.
I did order some Mexican food today, just supporting the local businesses. I had
Now look at
alpaca the other day, but I eat it in one sitting, and it bothers me because I needed to last me 2 sit-ins.
No, I got the perfect fix. Instead of getting one chicken, order 2.
Ah,
One for now, one for later.
Is buy one get one
Baby.
free right now?
I don't know if they got any specials like that, man.
And you know what I was thinking? I was eating the chicken and the sauce. I was like, you start having like crazy ideas when you're eating. You think you have it all figured out. You're like,
because you're getting all these like,
you're feeling good. And you're like, it should bottle this. This thing, you should bottle it and sell it on the store. And then he should have this like chickens that are not cooked yet, and then sell them like that. So you put them in the oven at home, and then people do their own chicken, and like all these things. I was thinking like, why does he do that? And then it'll be easy. You just put them in a bag and then microwave them. And of course, in my head, I'm thinking like all these crazy things. Obviously,
it'll be quick and easy.
It was more complicated than that.
Well, you know what's crazy? You say that because we actually been thinking it. We've been looking into. I think I lost Tucci on the camera.
Did you lose me?
I still see him.
You still see him? Maybe
Yeah.
it might be my signal.
Yeah,
We started looking into doing like a grill package.
Yeah,
where you where you would be able to grill the chicken at home. It already comes in marinated as raw, and it comes with I don't know, a couple of sides like coleslaw and black beans or something or rice. And
it would have to be in the oven because the grill, you leave it too much for them people to fuck it up. It has to be
no. But there's the thing is this is grilling season, and a lot of people have time. A lot of people are cooking from home and said, hey, so maybe they want to just grill it outside because they don't need to worry about cleaning up the kitchen later. So one option would be you could grill it. The other option would be if you live in an apartment and you're not allowed to have a grill because of a balcony or you don't have a balcony, you can put it in the oven. So
if you can figure out a way for me to have Maduros without having to go to alpaca every single time, dude, I'm upset.
If your apartment complex allows you to grow a plantain tree in your backyard, you might just have that. You might be okay.
No, but like if you buy which is very simple, bro. Okay, you buy a plantain, green banana. Okay, then you take it home. You peel it off, right? Then you get oil, right? And then you bring it at a high temperature. You cut the banana, then you get a bag. You put the bag on top of it, and you smash it so it gets flat. Oh no, Maduro is actually not like that.
Yeah, Maduro. So you're taking them to the tostadas route.
Start over, okay? So you get the green banana. You wait until it's yellow, so it's Maduro. Maduro actually means it's ripe. So you wait until it's yellow because it means it ripened.
Okay.
Once it's ripened, then I actually don't know what the fuck you do to it.
Then the same idea.
I think
you peel it, you slice. You peel it, you slice it, and you fry it, and that's it. But the key to Maduro, Tucci, is you got to get these bananas these plantains that are, if they're yellow, they may not be ready yet. You got to let them get like really yellow, like getting black spots for sure. Like there's some people that the longer you leave them, the better.
It's sweeter.
You just get sweeter, yeah. And then you just put in a pan with some oil and bada bing, bada boom.
In Colombia, they have this thing called aborrajado, which is made with the Maduro. And they have is the plantain, but they take the whole banana and they cut it and they put cheese inside and is baked. And it's called aborrajado. It's really good.
You know what's crazy? We just got some of those tonight. In El they call them, I think, pastelitos, empanadas, pastelitos, I think. But they're like sweet plantains, and I think they smash them, and then they fill them with like a sweet cheese or like a cream filling or like a cheese. Then they roll them back up, and then they fry them, and then when they comes out, they like roll them in sugar, kind of like a donut. But it's kind of round. It's kind of round, and it's like, oh man, it's delicious. Like a sweet plantain, but with like a sweet cream cheese filling there.
Bro, when you go to Colombia, you can tell that shit is cheap because everything comes with plantains.
Yeah.
They figure out like every which way they have gorditas, which is fried plantains with pork inside of it, but they like mash them all together, so it's like a ball of plantain and chicharrón and
El mofongo. Yeah.
and all stuff in there. So it's like everything you order comes with plantains, rice, and avocado. Plantains, rice, and avocado. Plantains, rice, and avocado. And they don't do anything to the avocado. It's just avocado with salt. That's it. It's not guacamole. Everything comes with that. It's pretty good.
Sounds like South Florida.
Yeah, dude.
Everything comes with plantains and avocado in Florida. It seems like
the Colombians over there, the South Americans.
Represent. Cubano, todos los cubanos, the Caribbean.
Was that the first time you tried plantains at Alpaca?
No, absolutely not.
Where did you have plantains before, you lying bitch?
Cuban restaurants, man. Like,
okay.
Yeah, but Alpaca.
Those are better.
And with the yellow sauce, I think it's the yellow sauce that does it. But
I think the yellow sauce is okay. Actually, I like it, but I like the green sauce better. You got to
do a 50-50, or like a 70-30.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. You got 30% yellow, 70% green. Mix that bad boy up.
The green sauce is like sneaky spicy though. Like you don't think it's gonna be that spicy because it's fresh, and then all of a sudden you're like kind of hurting a little bit, and you're thinking,
but in a good way.
This is gonna hurt my butthole later. But it's
I'm
okay.
gonna regret this. I remember my uncle, man. I was like 8 years old, and they tell you carrots are good for your eyes, and you got to eat your vegetables. And he was eating some chile, some jalapenos, right? And like on his food, he's like, oh, chile, chile is good for you, like hot sauce, chile is good for you. Like I'm like, really, like jalapeno peppers? He's like, yeah, they're healthy for you. I was like, I didn't know that. He's like, yeah, it's good for your memory. And I was like, good for your memory? I was like, man, I'm gonna eat a lot of chiles because it's good for my memory. I want to have good memory. He's like, yeah, because when you go to the bathroom, you remember what you ate.
I do find myself in that situation that I'm in the bathroom. It's like, when did I eat spicy food?
You get your memory going. My uncle was true. He was right.
I don't remember eating spicy food at all, but my butthole is telling me otherwise.
Hey, Tio Memo was speaking the truth one day, man.
Why doesn't it hurt all the way inside? Why does it only hurt on the outside?
That's true. It makes you think about it. Yeah.
It didn't hurt all my tubes inside. But
right.
Then, right at the tip of the butthole, that's where I gotta feel it. What kind of big joke is this?
Where the nerve endings are, man.
Yeah. Oh man, what kind of sick joke is it? What kind of mind trip is it?
Is this bad or is it good? Is this good for me? I think it's gotta be good. Colombian people do not eat spicy food, and they talk so much shit. They're like look down on it, like, oh, the people that eat those Mexicans, they eat spicy food because they don't have taste buds. They destroy their taste buds. And I used to think like that. Like, it's so fucking ridiculous. But then it's different. Spicy food is not killing you. It's just like a different taste bud that just like sparks up on you, and you just like crave it. You want a little bit something else.
It enhances it. It enhances your meal.
Like, I like the chicken; it's got a lot of flavor, but I want to feel that a bit. It's fucked up. Like, if you're not into spicy food, you don't get it. But it's like you want that little bit of pain.
Yeah,
you want a little bit of pain, and then you start getting immune to that pain, and you just want a little more.
You want more and more. Oh yeah, then you take it to the next level. Now it's not jalapenos. Now it's habaneros. Hey man, habaneros is on another level, but they taste so good.
Have you seen that show with the wings that I've been trying to tell you about? The hot one.
Bro, only that one time.
It's so good, man. It's like,
are you talking about the one where he says sounds like Neil deGrasse Tyson and all that?
Yeah, they have like it's gotten so popular. The most famous people go to it on YouTube, and it's this dude, and he has all these wings lined up, right? And each wing is seasoned with a different hot sauce, and it gets progressively hotter to the point that it's like the hottest fucking thing you ever had in your life. Like really, really, really fucking hot. But, so the interviewing, like, I guess it started as a small show on YouTube, but now they have like fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson. They have like superstars in there, like, I don't know, like it? That Sharon Stallone. I'm really bad with names, but major movie stars go to it.
Jeff
Like,
Goldblum.
sure, like Chef Ramsay was in it. They had
Dang.
fucking, I don't know who, I can't even think, but like it's pretty popular. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's called Hot Ones. But the guy is like very monotonous. Reminds me a little bit of Tucci actually. But he has like this very like he has very good questions. Like the questions are really good. People are always like reacting to him like, wow, that's a really good question. That's really good. How did you know that? But towards the end, people are like fucking hurting and sweating, and some people are like literally throwing up. And he's got milk in there, and he eats them too. He eats them every episode, but he's already used to it. He doesn't even face him like that.
Hey,
But-
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying you should watch it.
I need to check it out again. But I was gonna say, do you have you still have some habaneros at your house this year or no?
Well, they died, bro. I guess
Okay,
I gotta
so
do
check it out.
again.
Check it out. Since you're practicing social distancing and you don't want to be in an enclosed space with anybody,
Okay.
you go to the farmers market. They're open every day now during
I
the
gotta
week.
go to the farmer's market.
Check it out, man. It's the farmers market by NC State. They got habaneros. They got jalapenos. They have these Thai chili peppers. They
You
got
can
the
go there.
You can go there and pick them up. They got the scorpion. I think scorpion something. They got ghost peppers.
Oof.
And they got Scotch
Wow.
bonnet peppers. It's all
Yeah, dude.
outside. It's all outside. They got
What if I touch
tomato.
my eyes?
What if you touch your what?
My eyes.
Don't touch your eyes. No, just wear some gloves. Anyways, man, it's outdoor. You can go pick them up right now. It's perfect time to go plant them outside at your house.
But there's gonna be people out there breathing on me and shit, bro.
There's nobody's going to breathe on you because I'm trying to tell you it's outdoors. It's outside. It's like in a parking lot.
Okay. So I
You
can
wear your
go-
mask. You pick up your propane. You go stop by and pick something up, and you go back home.
I would do that, but I'm afraid. What am I gonna do with fucking ghost peppers, bro? I'm gonna end up hurting myself.
No,
They
hey,
have this thing that I do want to plant the what I had last year. I left them there. They died. The sticks are so I had jalapenos and some other stuff. Now the sticks are literally just standing there. Are they gonna
you
grow
gotta take
again?
them out. No, you got to take them out. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You got to take them out,
put
and you
new-
got to go. You got to go get some new ones. You put them in. Yeah. But
then,
it's spring. It's spring. So in by the time July, maybe June, late June, July, definitely August, you'll have from some fresh peppers back there. I remember you had some habaneros last year. So this year, I mean, it's time to do it now.
I would like to do it again. I need to go over there. I need to check the safety precautions that I need to take and go get some.
Yeah.
I am afraid of eating something too spicy. They have this thing called the Dorito challenge online. Have you seen that?
No.
It's one single chip, but it's like super fucking hot, and it's like funny or whatever. But people get like sick.
No, if it's too much, it's too much. I mean,
Like people are like they're sweating and like hyperventilating for hours and saying that it was like the worst. Like having
no, it's ridiculous.
like chills and stuff. But some people don't get it, so I'll be interested to like try it. Like,
Have you had the Takis?
oh, I love Takis.
Dude, my Mason and Jaden, my boys are 2 and 4 year old men, and they both eat Takis.
Takis
Wow.
is
Takis are like the
ungrateful
spicy,
food.
huh?
That's one ungrateful food. Is delicious, but you're gonna pay
Yeah.
a price.
It's
will
crucial.
absolutely 100% pay a price for Takis. I haven't been able to order that for some reason. The Takis are not available online.
Yeah, you just got to go and pick it up, man.
Nah, man.
You
Hey
just
man,
got to get.
next time you go get some Takis, do you mind picking me a bag and bringing them over
I'll drop them off in your backyard
with propane?
with propane and a
Hey,
couple
man,
habanero plants.
I've been thinking of having a cookout in the backyard.
Let's do it. Yeah, hell yeah.
Awesome. You mind bringing propane?
Yeah, you get the steaks. I get the propane.
That's cool. I should do that.
I saw one of our neighbors. Well, in our neighborhood, I was driving by. There's probably like 6 older folks, some older ladies and some guys, and they all have their lawn chairs and they're sitting in the yard, but they're all like 6 feet apart, and they're just looking like they're having a good time. And they're in a circle. They're practicing social distance,
I think
and
that's-
they were laughing. They were they're having a good old time. I mean, I think that they're doing it. They're being safe.
You think that's
I
safe?
mean, I think that's safe.
I think
Yeah.
so too. I don't know for a fact. It's because I feel like nobody knows. But I thought for a second when you said there's like a few older people outside. For some reason, I thought you said they're fucking each other, and that would
Why
have
would,
been much.
all right, why would you think that?
I don't know.
Yeah, seriously, why would you think that?
I thought I was. I would
What
have been
kind
like,
of porn have you been watching, Martin?
Oh, you don't want to know, man. You can't say it.
Oh,
You can't
yeah,
say.
no
Hey, this is
idea.
recorded, man. This is recorded. You don't want to.
people are gonna be.
Don't do it, man. Don't fall for it, man. You don't have to answer that.
It'll kill my political career. When I run for office in a few years, it's gonna be fucking coming out. Talking about
Hey, I definitely see a whole lot more families together, and a lot more people, more families riding bikes, and more families going out for walks. That's pretty cool. And just hanging out like in their front yard, man. Just hanging out. Literally just hanging out.
What is that, dude? Like, I go out for bike rides and there's people in the front yard just waving at you and shit. Like,
Yeah. You don't like that, right?
No, I love it. It's great. Like, you go out and I'm just like, hello.
I feel like maybe that's how it was like back in the I don't know, in the 50s maybe or 60s.
But it's not the technology, is the jobs. The jobs have gone more and more ballsy with like keeping you there. Like, you gotta be here. If you care about your career and you care about success, you be here. You be here. You be here. You be here. And like now, you're home, and some of those things you're not even doing. So like, it's not career oriented anymore. It's just like okay to be at home and relax and have a different view. So there is some positive coming from this.
Definitely. No, absolutely. And and even like at home, like I know our boys, they were going to school, and they were going to school from 8:30, and we were picking them up normally 4:30. So they're only home together, like living together and just getting to know each other for a few hours every day during the week.
And then
they get home, go to sleep. They're there a few hours, maybe 3 hours, 4 hours every day, max. And that's with, having dinner, taking a bath, going to the room and getting them to sleep. And the weekends. But the weekends you might be going to visit family, you might be going out, so it's not just like one-on-one. I feel like they've really learned they've really learned about each other in these couple of days. And I actually I almost I like the idea of homeschool a little bit now. Mm-hmm. If it's if we could do that somehow, I don't know. Something that feels good about like leaving and coming home at 2 p.m. and your kids are here. It's pretty cool. Instead of coming home, they're not here, and you got to go pick them up in an hour or two.
Yeah, I think that I've thought about like my job and being here is somewhere in between. Like, I wouldn't mind being mostly at home and having like a day or another day where like they would go to school. You know what I mean? Like, you still need that, I guess, social interaction. But
definitely,
like, how cool would it be if it was like 2 days a week you gotta go to the office or school, and 3 days a week you're at home? Like,
it's just completely
back and forward. So like, you'll be when you're there, you're like, okay, this is the day that I'm doing these other activities, and you're more engaged instead of like getting the,
right, exactly. And I instead of being at work and school 5 days a week and then having those 2 days on the weekends. But I think if they're like in some kind of sports, or I know like camps, or at the gym, I know like there's certain gyms that have certain activities for kids that can be, they call them camps.
You ever met a person that's homeschooled as an adult?
As an adult, no, I haven't. Now I do,
and they're weird.
I do. Let me tell you something. My brother, I was just talking to my brother about this the other day, and he said, because I mentioned the idea to him, and he's like, you know what? And me and my brother are very social. We've always been social around other kids and went to public schools. But he said, look, my brother teaches boxing. He teaches a lot of kids. So he has a lot of kids that are public schools, and and he had one kid that he said one kid he was homeschooled. And he said, look, let me tell you something, man. These homeschool kids are like very well educated. They are have more manners. Like, they just had very well mannered and more professional, and they weren't like babied and they weren't like immature. They actually seemed more mature than some of the other ones. I don't know what the reason behind that was, but he was like, because I told him the whole like social aspect of it, like that's my concern. And he's like, no, he's like, I don't even think that would be a problem for your boys, especially like right now they're very social anyways as it is. But I know there's a community of homeschooling. Homeschooling parents where they I guess they do different activities together or whatever. But if they're playing sports, that's a huge thing, to build that team and structure and also being around other kids and being social.
I think you're right. I mean, I'm not saying one is better than the other, but if you don't get to have to go to a strange place every morning, right? Get on a bus, go to a strange place, have another sense of authority, like another person that is not your parents that now you have to respect, and then sort of like follow this. Like, it's definitely not giving you that experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might be more effective. You might be better because you're gonna have a more personalized education. You have somebody that really cares about you and loves you and everything. But you're gonna have a bit of a different experience. And if you met anybody that's been homeschooled as they're older, I think there's people that you meet and then you're like, oh, you're home. Oh, that makes sense.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. And so two things. One, I think the amount of people that you see it's hard to find somebody. I think that it's not as common to find somebody who's homeschooled because homeschooling now is so much more easier and I think more acceptable maybe now than it was 30 years ago, 20 years ago. It was something very different back then. And schools were very different than they are now, right? But I got a friend who's a friend that we know that they have 4 kids and they're homeschooled. And they actually, the wife said, like, the mother said that it's not what you think, like you're going to be in school from like 8:30 to 4 or 2 o'clock. I mean, there's like the amount of actual work in school is only a few hours, like a minimal. I don't know what the amount was, maybe 2-3 hours, I think. So you think about it, it's like you could do your homeschool from like 9 to 12 and then have like the rest of your day, right? Or break it up a little bit and then just have little small blocks of time that they're actually doing schoolwork.
So what? You could get the same thing accomplished than when they're being engaged with education for much longer times?
What do you mean?
Like, so you're saying in 3 hours I can pack all the information that the school takes,
right, a full day, yeah. Basically with the breaks.
This is effective.
Right, yeah, because with the homeschool, like you said, you're going to get up, you're going to go wait at the bus for your bus to pick you up. Then you're going to ride to your bus. Then you're going to get to school, and you have to wait for a little while for your class to start. Then you're going to go into your class. You're going to have one class, X amount of time, you're going to go break. And then you have your lunch, and then, other breaks throughout the day as well. So she's basically saying the content that you need for a school day doesn't have to be from 8 to 3 or 8 to 2.
We should have in our podcast an expert. We should go
or someone who's been homeschooled
on education. Well, I know one, Devin. That's one for you. You know
who's homeschooled?
Oh yeah, and you know who else? Stan. So I'm saying there is a certain je ne sais quoi. I'm just saying. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking. Not because that's not a good example because also has.
Hold on, no. Stan went to school. He went to high school, public high school. I think he went to school with Laura, or his brother did.
They were homeschooled for a good amount of time. I don't know where it stopped.
Mm.
That's how they know each other because they were like in the homeschool group
community.
I'm not saying homeschool is bad. I just think that is a difference, and I don't know how well it prepare. I don't think it would prepare you for the current setup as much. Now that said, it's becoming more and more like I love the idea of working from home, and who knows how the future is going to look like. Just like you said, just because it didn't work as well in the past, and the schools it might not be necessarily a horrible idea going forward.
Now I agree with you. There's something about being nervous when you go to school. And the smells of the school and being around so many kids.
and
and you
having
need to
been
make
yelled at by somebody that you don't know, and
right.
because then when you go to a job and you're getting yelled at by somebody that you don't know, how are you going to react?
And
But
those
I'm not saying
social
you don't
skills
get
you
that.
can't you don't get. I mean, it's being around other kids and other females, and then building those relationships,
And the
and then
smells,
meeting in that stairwell, after third period and just skipping class.
right?
And that's besides the point. But a lot of experiences you're not going to get at home, And again, maybe it's for a few years.
Well, it could be a little bit of both, right? Like you could do. No, it'd be cool if we, for once, venture in our podcast and just go to like an expert on education, like that we don't even know, and have a conversation about homeschool.
Do you have someone in mind?
No, we just have to Google them. That's gonna be your job.
Your assignment.
So you're just gonna assign that to me?
Yep. As a political correspondent, we're gonna reach out to somebody that could be our next step as our podcast develops. And we do it like this, and we just we have to be more professional. We all wear tuxedos and shit.
I'll go ahead and send a request on ZipRecruiter.
There you go. Hey, I'm set up a Zoom, phone call, video conference.
We're looking for someone to interview in regards of homeschooling
versus homeschool. The same thing you could say about private school, right?
Right.
And public school. It's a
whole nother. I'm not looking forward to that yet. Like, I worried about it a little bit. I worried about stupid shit like being in a soccer game and one of the kids being mean to my daughter and then having to go fight the parents or something like that. I think that's gonna be one awkward situation that I don't really want to be a part of.
You're a long way away from that, my friend.
But it's gonna happen.
Before you know it, man.
Interacting with other parents is gonna be awkward as fuck, dude. I am not looking for because there's some weird people around here, man. I'm sorry.
No, I mean that's
weird. Some of you guys are weird as fuck. I'm looking at you, Tucci. No, I'm kidding. I'm looking at you, Rambir. You weird.
I completely lost Tucci out of.
And Visual, the Visual, he's there.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that's been an hour and 20 minutes. You guys want to close it up with something exciting and riveting and amazing? Do we have closing thoughts today?
Sure.
Tucci. I don't know what we talked about.
I would say definitely whenever you get the opportunity to go out, buy some plantains, make sure they have those black spots on them.
Yes, sir.
Slice them up, get some green sauce, some yellow sauce, mix them together, make some Maduros. Man, you're going to be in a good spot. Good spot.
Hey, what's it? Ramiro, why don't you finish this podcast with the recipe of the green sauce?
Green sauce for the listeners, for those fortunate enough to listen today.
Yo, it's about to go down. It's about to go down.
Oh, shit. I'm losing service. Blender.
If I get into the tea, you tell it. If not, it's fine.
If you get what?
If I guess it right, then you could say it. But otherwise, just be like, no, it's not it. But you don't have to tell me. I think it's jalapenos.
Uh-huh.
And I think there's some sort of cream. And probably milk.
It
wouldn't be milk. And then there's lime juice in there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Is that it?
Look, it's pretty simple. If you make it at home, you got a magic bullet or not a Rebel Coupe, a Vitamix. But this is everybody has their own little version, right? And some people can add whatever they want, put their spin on it. But essentially, it's jalapeno peppers and then a little bit of lime juice or lemon juice.
I knew there was lime juice.
Oil, a little bit of oil, and some garlic, onions, salt,
garlic, onions,
and blend it together. Bada bing, bada boom.
Nice.
If you want to get it, you want to spice it up, throw in a habanero in there,
and pineapple.
If you want to get a little more fresh, you can put some cilantro in there for a little more aromatic. The only thing with the cilantro, it'll start to it won't be as bright green the next day. But yeah, man, it's pretty straightforward.
We got the cooking special on Smart Super stuff today.
That's it.
So just about to try that shit and fuck up his
Yes,
kitchen.
sir. Now the yellow sauce, mix that with the yellow sauce, you're good to go.
He's gonna take the blender out and shit.
Yeah. And then he's gonna
Doing the
meditate on that one. Yeah.
During the
Why
morning,
do I feel so satisfied after I just ate that meal? Because my grandma's cooking.
you should take a bite of food and then meditate and try to feel it go down all the way down your esophagus into your stomach.
And then just feel the pain.
Yeah. Wait for it.
Into the small intestine, then the large intestine, and then up your butt. And then you feel it, you meditate the whole transition. I think that's possible. I think it's totally doable.
Yeah.
Make sure you have the bidet ready.
That's my thought for the night. Meditate while you eat. Don't forget to chew so that you don't choke.
Stop by your local farmer's market, man. Support your local farmer's market. You want to grow some tomatoes, you want to grow some peppers, man, it's the best time to do it right now. And you're not in a closed environment. And if you know which ones I've been liking a lot lately is a Thai chili pepper. Small pepper, skinny, tastes really fresh and delicious, but man, them things are spicy.
Fire.
Golly, yeah. Fire.
Okay,
That's it, guys.
I'll talk to you guys
All right,
next
then.
week.
All right.
Deuces.